What's going on YouTube? Cheatmaster55 here with my updated deck profile on Mermail or Water or whatever. My main contender for the next format, looking really good with the fact that it was not hit at all whatsoever on the upcoming format, on the upcoming ban list. The deck was not touched whatsoever, and it got a nice addition in the extra deck in the form of YuGiOh Guardian. So I'm really looking forward to running this next format at big events. It's going to be really fun, and that's everything. So without further ado, get out of there. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm not going to really explain any of the main stuff. I think most of it's self-explanatory. Maybe I'll explain like some of my number choices, but start things off with the obvious 3, Mermail, Abyss, TS. You can't really run any less than 3. Followed by 2 Megalo. Some people run 1, some people run none, some people run 3. I think 2 is the perfect number. It's probably my second favorite, well, obviously my second favorite level 7, because I don't run lead, so I think 2 Abyss Megalo is good. Next, moving on to 3 Abyss Pike. Deathly standard right there. Everyone runs 3 of those. And the 1 Turge for the recycling factor and the fact that he's another level 4 name. Alright, moving on, we got 3 Mermail Abyss Lind, combination with Abyss Sphere, self-explanatory. Good card. 1 Abyss Gund, amazing card. And 1 Abyss Osia for the combos with Abyss Tias. So that's everything in the Mermail lineup. Now we can move on to the Atlantean lineup, which is in the form of 1 Dragoons, 2 Marksmen, and 2 Heavy Infantry. Sorry, obsession with rarity. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. I like going 2 and 2. Some people go 1 and 3, but depending on the event, I guess you can adapt depending on where you're going and what's big at the time. But I like going 2 and 2. It's pretty much like you're ready for anything. So that's that. Next, moving on to the next engine, which is the Genex engine of 2 Undyne and 2 Controller. Some people are going 3 and 3, and I'm like, that's a little much, because those controllers can be dead. And since this is a 40-card build, I think that it's best to go 2 and 2, which is the best, in my opinion. Now that's everything. Moving on to 2 Aqua Spirit. If I could, I'd find room for the 3rd just to make the combo a bit more live. But I think 2 Aqua Spirit is fine. And not only is it good for the combo with Tias, it's good for making quick rank 4s. And finally, the best card in the deck, 1 Tidal Dragon Ruler of Waterfalls. This is honestly the card that is amazing. A reoccurable beater and a level 7. What more could you ask for? Next, 2 Soul Charge. Some people run 3 because of lack of draw power in the Mermail engine in itself, but I think 2 is fine. You're never going to resolve more than 1 usually in a game, and I think 2 is the perfect number. And since you do actually a decent amount of searching and deck thinning, having 2 is honestly pretty good, and your chances of drawing into the game are relatively high. So I think it's fine to run at 2, because if you have more, then it could be dead. Next, here's an interesting choice for Forbidden Lance. This is really good against Breakthrough and Fiendish Chain. The effect negation. It's really good against the effect negation. So it's really good to have this card. And I think I saw this at the YCQ for Europe. So the person who won the entire thing was playing Forbidden Lance, and I thought that's a really good choice. So I'm running Forbidden Lance in my build. Next, run 1 Salvage for the +1 from the grave, recycling. Things like Gund, and finally 1 Allure of Darkness to get rid of Genex controllers and turn them into free cards. Alright, that is the spell lineup. Now we'll move on to the trap lineup. 3 Abyss Sphere, really like Abyss Sphere, searchable with Megalo, you guys know the drill. 2 Divine Wrath for my effect negation. I love the fact that it negates and destroys, although it does cost a card from the hand. You can discard things like Genex Controller, which is barely a minus, or things like Abyss Gund and turn it into not a minus at all and just get some recursion from the grave. And finally, I run 1 Phoenix Wing Blast. I think this card's going to be amazing in the next format. I saw a topping Dragon Ruler player who's just, his only trap card is 3 of that, so I'm really liking Phoenix Wing Blast. The final 2 traps, which are the 2 best traps in my opinion, Bottomless Trap Hole and Solemn Warning. So that's everything in the main deck, and whew, that's everything. So now I shall move on to the extra deck. That's a lie, I'm going into the side deck next. 2 Max C. That's definitely a staple. 2 DD Crow, that's also kind of a staple, you know, Medolce's, artifacts are still a thing. Next, you got the 1, the 2, the 3 MST, because I'm not maining them. This is no longer Fire Fist format, we don't need to hit those tankies every time. So, 3 main deck is not dire. 1 no mana cross out. The hands, mostly. The YuGiOh guys. One Dark Hole, good against the hands, good against things that build giant boards turn 1 if you're going second. It's just good card. And one Mind Control, once again, against the hands and the Geargias. Next for the trap lineup, I got one Light Imprisoning, one Shadow Imprisoning. I want to go 2 and 2, but I only have one of each right now, so I'm only playing one of each. 2 Mind Crush, good against Boojin, get rid of those cranes, or any other deck that searches a lot. And finally, 1 Debunk. So that's everything for the side deck. Finally, I'll round things off with the extra deck, starting off with the Synchros. We got the 1 YuGiOh Guardian. I love this card so much, and now it's the first time I'm actually getting to play it, because when it was legal, I never got one, and now I can play it, which is so cool. So 1 YuGiOh Guardian, 1 Black Rose Dragon, self-explanatory, super easy to make and nukes the field, and 1 Leo, because this card's so annoying to work around for your opponent. So that's everything for the Synchro lineup. Now I'll move on to the Exceed lineup. The one thing with this deck is that I wish I had more room in the extra deck, but this is what I have to make tough decisions. I have to cut some stuff to really squeeze in all the cards I want to get in there. So start things off with the 1 Draco Sack, the 1 Big Eye, and the 1 Abyss Gaios. Those are your 7s, pretty self-explanatory, pretty basic stuff. Now for the 4s, 1 101, 1 Lavalval Chain, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Black Ship of Corn. Now, you're probably noticing the absence of, Bahamut Shark. Yeah, you probably notice the absence of him. That's because he was in the back of my extra deck. But, you're probably noticing the absence of Excite on Night. I do not own one, but if I did, I'd probably be cutting either Black Ship or Lavalval Chain. Most likely Black Ship, but, that's the 4s I run. And as I said, space is super tight, so it's really hard to make these decisions, so it might be a preference thing for you, what you want to run. But that is my personal lineup. Moving on to the 3s, you got the 2 Abyss Strites and the Mech-Equipped for the combo, and finally 1 Ghost Trick Alucard, because he's kind of like the really good staple rank 3 as of right now. So that's everything, guys. That is my build overall. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like down below, comment any suggestions you may have, or your opinion on the build, or the deck itself. How you think it's going to be doing this format? I think, like I said in the beginning, it's going to be very good. But that's everything, guys. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Really gonna start updating a bit more. Hopefully if this video gets some good feedback, then I'll definitely try and upload it even more often. So that's everything. ChiMaster55 signing out. Thank you for watching.